Go. Welcome, Sketchbook Heroes, Sketchbook Warriors. We are on our last day before we take our summer break. So this is it. We've already gotten a start on this. So let's jump into this. We're drawing this drawing by Diego Rivera, the muralist, Mexican muralist. We've got a few people here today. And let's just jump into this like we already have. So we've got the hat. The hat is kind of like an oval shape. But what's important is this circle. You can see this is the unit we're using. So we got this unit. We can use that, bring it down, and you can see that the hat is probably 1.5 times this. It's probably half the size of the head up here. Let's see, right there. Bring it up. Yeah, you can see that little part right here can be the neck. So yeah, about 1.5 times the size of this head. And if we go over here, you can see just a little bit smaller than the head. We are going to start off with the circle. You can see it there, and then you can see that a little bit smaller than the size of the head there. But we will use that as our relationship. Let's see. Let's put some lines through it. Let's see the middle. There is a slight tilt, but the eyes are really close to the middle. Really, actually, that's where they need to be. And you can see that angle, and you can see that the proportions, the nose, where the nose is, where the mouth is. And then in relation to the eyes, you can see the mouth is smaller than the center. And there's the center. The mouth is small, the nose is small. And yeah, that's there. And the head would probably be up here because it's a kid. That's what that is. It's a little bit lower. Let's put that in the chat. There we go. Put this in the chat. I'll put it in again in the chat without the lines on it in a second. Welcome. Let's see, here we go. So I'm going to use this unit again and use the unit of the head. That's 1. And you can see it here. This area here is about 1 head below, and then another head to there, and then probably a half a head for the feet. Yeah, there it is. I wish I could copy paste this circle. But I cannot. Not in this program. All right, let's see. I can do this. Here we go, right about there. Oh, that's going to be beeping for a while. I put some tea in the microwave. Oh, that's pretty good. Here we go. So here we go. There's the head. There's the size. There's a 1. There's 2. And we're going to need 1 more. Let's see. They should be, yeah, ooh, pretty good. 2. And then the 3. The 3 is like the half, a little bit more than half. We bring that one down. Yeah, a little bit more than half. All right, let's do this. I'll put this one. Oh well, we can remember. It's just 1, 2, and 2 and a little bit more than a half. All right, let's get started. All right, welcome. So we did have 2 questions. We have a beginner wants. I don't know if that person is here for that tree, well, a beginner tree, and then also they asked for. Somebody asked for shading and highlights, beach and ocean. Those are the only 3 requests that we have. All right, let's just jump in. All right, so we start off with our circle. Just get that circle in there. That's the unit we're using. Well, and then there's my circle. A little bit below that for that chin. Actually, well, not that chin, but where the hat actually comes up. And we need about half that space for the half the head. Is that above? Let me get that. Oh, I didn't send it out. Oh, let me send out the next picture as well. All right, there we go. Now this picture does not have the lines on it, so there's both of them. All right, here we go. Okay, so I got my circle. I got the half, but it really we really need the head is tilted slightly. The head is tilted slightly. So my axis lines, there it is, to make sure everything's kind of slightly tilted. There it is. And then I'm saying about half. Let me see, half the circle up. Yeah, half the circle up, half the circle above would be good. And it almost looks like an egg, actually, the yolk and then the the hat as the white of the egg. All right. So if we get this size of the head here and bring it out, it's just a little bit smaller. It's about there, and that's about the ratio of that oval. The ratio of that oval. That looks about right. And it does tilt a little bit as well. The hat does tilt a little bit. The head definitely tilts. The hat does tilt a little bit. We can pull it down, push it up. There we go. That looks good. All right. Oh, it's going to be light tonight. And starting off with this. It's got a name. I don't know if it shows up. Oh, no, not there. I didn't see it earlier. All right, so then we've got the size of the head is going to be about, we're going to use that same unit to bring that down right about in there. That's going to be where the hands are, more or less. The hands in this area, and then another one of those units to bring it down here where the feet are going to be, and then or that the pants, because that even looks almost like a square in there, if you can see that square. That's there, and then the feet right below that. 1 foot, yeah, they're both at angles. Try to get that angle. That's about a half of a circle. Or do we say a little bit more? Put that angle there. Got that angle. And this one is a little bit steeper at that angle right there. All right. Hello, hello, welcome. We're starting off with something, oh, there we go. There's more people. Where we got an early start, and we are, let me put the picture back up. We got a few people coming in now. There we go. All right, so we were doing this Diego Rivera picture here. This one was in the chat. I can probably screenshot that one and put it back in. We're doing this one. Let me put this one in the chat. Where is my chat? Here it is. Yeah, because when you come in and you come in after, then you don't get the picture. I have to upload it again. So there it is. And then we have it broken down. The head is a unit. And let me put, oh yeah, I can annotate it some more. Let me annotate it some more. So we've got the head as a unit. And welcome, you made it to our last class before our summer break here. Our little summer break, our first summer break ever for this class anyways. After 2 years, yeah, 2 summers, wow, interesting. Okay, so you can see the head, how it fits in there. That's a 1. And let me do a couple more. It's easier to go from here to down there to get it more exact. Let's see, I can overlap them. You can see they're the same. Bring it down. That's better. And then we can do one more. Yeah, 3 heads. There's 3, almost 4 heads tall. The feet are at an angle. And you don't have to do, you can actually draw. I'm looking and it looks like somebody's drawing. That's great. You don't have to go by what I'm doing. I'm just showing what I look for and what I do. You can do it your own way. And good just to practice. There we go. Almost a third. Let's screenshot that and continue where we left off. Here we go. Here. That's it. Bam. All right. Woohoo. All right. It's not as exciting as, well, it is. It is exciting. I guess I need to, I remember how exciting it was. You know what it was? It's more of a relief. How funny. A relief of from teaching, I guess. All right, here we go. Let's do this. All right, so I've got my circle and I've got my hat shape, which you missed. The hat shape up here is about a half the circle, half that circle, and then out here is a little bit less than the whole circle. And if you miss this drawing, that's okay. We'll catch the next one. We've got a lot of figure drawings that were requested. All right, so there's my head. Bring that down. That's where the bottom of the, that's where the top of the hands are going to be. Hands are going to be below that. And then here we've got the next circle, which is where the top of the pants is going to be. And then almost another circle down. And that's where the feet are going to be. The feet are going to be, and where I have them here, probably a little bit higher. That looks pretty good. And we were getting some of the angles right before class started. All right, so that's where we're at. I've broken the circle in half this way, and then I've also tilted this one. In the guide we just did, the green line is a horizontal, but it needs to be a slight angle perpendicular here. But I did it half just to use it as a guide. So don't let that confuse you. This line should also be kind of like at an angle, because the eyes are at an angle. And they look like they're really close to the center, probably just slightly on the inside, slightly on the inside. So the center is slightly on the inside, especially this one's probably a little bit more slightly on the inside from center. And that's where the middle of the eye is going to be. And they're pretty much football shape eyes. They look like football shaped eyes. So here, let's do one eye there. A little bit of a pinch on the right. Let me zoom in so you can see what I'm doing. Am I still sharing my screen? No, here we go. There we go. So a little bit of a football shape. And let me have them side by side. There we go. That's better. It does pull up a little bit more. That's all right. All right, and then the middle of this eye, let's zoom in. Oh, that's better. Okay, so I've got my football shape right in there. And this eye shape in here kind of is almost, yeah, it should be underneath that top part more, but it's probably taking up about that much space in there. I see that right in there, and there's no highlight. It's all dark. It's all dark. So no highlights in these eyes. Right in there. Just shade it all in. Like that. I'm going to put a little bit more of eyelash. That eyelash. Thicken it up a little bit. And the bottom one too. The bottom's pretty good. That's good. All right. That looks good. Get to the next eye. See if we can do the same. Pretty close to the same. It does pull a little bit on the bottom left. If you can get it, great. If not, a football shape is good. This football shape. There's a slight pull on this bottom left. As we try to draw what we see. And these pupils are almost like a V shape. If you notice, they're almost like a V shape. I'm kind of exaggerating slightly. But yeah, they're like a V shape. It's solid. Solid. Bring that eyelid down a little bit. Right in there. Looks good. Pretty big eye in there. And here we go with the nose. The nose is going to be up to there. And then the mouth is really small. It's going to be in there. The mouth is small. It's a small mouth. And it's at an angle. Still keeping that angle. All right. That's a pretty good placement. A little bit of a chin. And then a cheek. And then it goes up. And cheek. You got to pull the cheeks out. Pull the cheeks out just slightly. Pull them out from that round shape that we've got. That looks pretty good. Ooh, the eyebrows. See, I just have the placement for the nose and the mouth, but I don't have. There's Ellen. We had a lot of tardy people. I'm gonna send everybody to the office on this last Last day before Memorial Day weekend. Memorable. Memorable. Well, yeah, it's remember our military. All right, I think that's pretty good. I've got the placement and everything. Ah, it's Josh. I see you, Josh. Hello, welcome. I'm gonna see. All right, that's good. Now the nose is really it's a little rough. I want to see if I can clarify it. See if I can zoom in more for you. Yeah, that's actually pretty good. All right, so here we go. Here's the nose. So there's shadow on both sides, a little bit of shadow, and I'm lightening up on my pencil. Just slightly, just bringing in that bridge of that nose, the way it comes in, and then it opens up. It opens up in there. It's kind of rounded, and then you've got the alas. The alas are the wings of the nose on the sides. Notice how I did that rounded part, and then I added the wings on it. And then the nostrils are going in here, right in here like that, right in here like that. And that's really small. I mean, if you see that next to a penny, you can see how small I'm drawing. You can draw bigger or smaller. But yeah, I'm pretty small in there. The nose drops a little bit. There we go. And now the mouth, the lips on the top lips are smaller than the bottom lips. So that's my center. The top, you've got that part, and then it comes down and out.
Claudia, did you post a picture in chat?
Yes, I did.
Well, it's not there.
You came in late. I think so.
Well, but it stays up there anyway.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't when you come in late. When you come in late.
Is he right? Rest of the students, is he right about that?
Yes, it is. Whenever you come in, is when the chat will appear from there on.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
It's all right. Here, let's see. Let's put it back up for you. Let's see. Oops, where's my? Oh, here it is. So this is the one that we broke down. There it is. Capture, put it in there. And then we're gonna do your characters next. I was waiting for you. I would have done them right now.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm attempting to learn sign language. It's
Ooh,
another one of those things I'm not very good at.
Well, that's why we attempt, and that's why we do it, to learn, you know, and hopefully a teacher can break it down. I've learned, well, yeah, I know a few words. All right, let me see one more, one more. Oops. One more. Screenshot. My brain's on two different things. There we go.
No, Enoch here. I even put in a Singaporean artist.
Yeah, Enoch. I don't see Enoch. Is he here?
No, doesn't seem to be. No.
All right. So I'm watching the distance between the nose and the mouth, the size of the mouth, and getting that in there. And then he's got these little on the sides, these little kind of like laugh Mona Lisa little I don't know what they are, wings on there. And then the bottom lip is smaller than that, and it's rounded. It's rounded in there, just like that. There we go, just like that, rounding it out. Straightening, probably a nice little oval, but I need to flatten that. There's a little bit of a thickness or shadow underneath it. That's why I'm thickening that up right there, just slightly. And that's it. I can start building on it. I think that looks pretty good. I'm going on it that way. Here's the cheeks. So it goes kind of almost straight right in here. Straight, and then there's a pull out. You can start out with the same height and same width, a circle, but this is where we're slightly pulling these things out, Oh, the top of the hair. Let's zoom out now. We can start zooming out just a little bit. Then there's an ear on this side. An ear, I can see the top of the ear right in there. And then the bottom of the ear, right about there, right where that nose is. And it's an oval shape right in there. It's really pretty tight. Really pretty tight. It's that oval shape right in there. That cheek right in here. And there's the head. There's the head. Pretty close. We need to bring that circle shape around this way and add the hair, and then we're done. Done with the face. I'm just halfway there. There is shadow. There's a shadow. Somebody asked for, I don't know if that person's here, shading and highlights. I usually don't worry about shading and highlights. Shading and highlights is the icing on the cake. With the inside of the ear here. Yeah, the icing of the cake, we usually don't worry about too much until once you get your drawing.
Does that mean if we go to your house, you'll serve us uniced cake?
Yes. No, I'll serve you iced cake. While I'm trying to cut sugar out of my life. I got enough sweetness with all you people. No, it's oh man. But yeah, no, sugar is a sweet thing. It's just like a house, you know, it's the house, the color of the house, all that stuff. You know, what's important is the structure of the house. That's what the point is. But if you want to come for cake, well, I don't have any cake. I had at my mom's house for my birthday on Monday. We had bunt cake, a little bunt cake. All right, there's this
Your
like,
birthday was on Monday?
yeah.
Mine, the 22nd, mine was too.
Oh, really? Well, happy birthday.
Oh, happy late birthday, Glenn.
Thank you. Gemini's, another gem in the house. All right, here we go. So there's like a W shape, a little triangle, and this shape that kind of goes up like that. Looks like a W right there. See that W right on that hair shape. Then it comes out to a triangle. Then it comes down like that. There we go, right in there. I do need to thicken up these eyebrows. I am thickening up these eyebrows. And I'm looking at it and I look back and forth. I can see this angle here this way, and then it kind of comes down at an angle there as well. There's like two angles. Again, this is, if you're here for a beginner, this is a little more advanced. So we are starting a little advanced tonight. Because we had a lot of people coming in late. But it's okay. So we start off with this one as a request. This was a request. There we go. Shade it all in. Well, it's looking pretty good. I got my spacing. And if we want to get that shading in there and the little icing, let's put a little bit of icing on it right here. There's a little bit of shadow on this left side. And then a little bit on the right, and also almost like a little, it's also almost like a little blush, a little blush. And then over the whole, I mean, if we were going to get some value in there, I would probably put a little bit of shade over the whole picture, even over the eyes. The eyes aren't white. The eyes aren't totally white. And this is this person asking about, I don't know if this beginner person who asked about shading and highlights. You can't get highlights until you have shade. It's like you have to have that contrast. Now here, if I wanted to go in there, get some eraser and get highlights, the highlights will stand out more. There we go. All right, let's get, we kind of have the hat already. There's a little bit of a thickness on the top. I'm not going to worry about it. Let's get to the shoulders. Zoom out a little bit. All right, so I know the hands are going to be right in here. I'm going to block everything in. There's a little bit of a neck, but I can kind of see that in here, this shape. And this is the top of the hands. Oh yeah, right here. This is where the top of the hands are going to be. And that's the top of the hands. The bottom of the hands are going to be right in here. So I'm going to block that in. I can see this as one shape, like this oval shape where the hands are, and then a little bit of a wrist in here on this right side. So you want to see the papa shape. This would be the papa shape. You can see the shoulders. And then this kind of comes out over here, but I'm just kind of blocking it in. It's almost all blocked in already. The legs in here kind of goes out and in. little bit of roundedness, like a cylinder shape. You need to study those shapes, the cylinders. And then we've got, let's zoom out, the cylinder, the feet, and then the feet already here. This one in here. See, I can see this big shape. I don't worry about the toes, and I'm just kind of blocking it in really lightly, just to get it in. I'm not worried about the detail just yet. I'm just trying to get the block in and in lightly. And then once I'm happy with it, then I can go back and then do the detail. Start, there's a cuff on here, cuff for the pants. There we go. All right, here we go. Let's get going. I'm gonna zoom in. So everything's there. Everything's there for the body. Pretty much like I laid out the size of the head, and I measured it for those who came in late. We've got the size of the head. And look at the picture. This is the one, and then down to the top of the hands is another unit of the head. Bring it down to the pants, and then down less than one. The feet are less than one. But look at the image that's in the chat. All right, let's go back up and let's zoom in. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and I can see where this starts in this angle here. This is the these got these overalls, yeah, overalls, and then on this side is white, but almost at the same angle. Looks like it's coming out here at that same angle, and then it hits the overalls, and then it kind of comes in at two kind of angles to the center, almost the center like that. They kind of just coming down. They do. It is rounded, but if you look at it like that, that's what that is right there. We've got one strap on the left. There's that strap right in there. It's slightly curved, slight curve. Same thing with this strap. There's a slight curve as it comes down. Notice the thickness here and the overlapping. So the overlapping that this strap on these overalls go under under the face a little bit, right in there. Notice this overlapping right in here, right at that cheek. This goes in that way. This goes in that way. So he's using overlapping right there. All right, don't miss that. All right, that looks pretty good. We've got a big old pocket. I miss my overalls. I used to have overalls in elementary school. We used to wear them until they started, I guess, making fun of us, Farmer John, which was a funny thing. My dad worked really close to the Farmer John, the famous Farmer John in Vernon. He worked for Shamrock Meats, Federal Meat Company, several meat companies. It's funny, when I went to DC, they had the Rocky uniform, and he had the Shamrock Meats because he worked there at Rocky Balboa worked at Shamrock Meats, worked for Shamrock Meats. All right, I'm getting the angle here for that shoulder, and then here it goes out at another angle and then comes in at another angle, but it's rounded. It's rounded. I'm just showing you the angle. But notice the space, the height and the width in this area, the height and the width in this area of that shoulder in here, right in there, the height and the width, one angle, and then we can round it in afterwards if we really need to, but it's going at an angle. And then we've got another angle for it coming down to the hands, this shape here, and that shape there. Right there. All right, let's get that roundedness. We got, let's break this. We got this where the hands are going to go. I've got this as one shape there. I need to pull out that wrist a little bit, pull out the wrist, and then round it out. Round it out. That's that cylinder shape. Again, those of you just joining us, this is an intermediate drawing. There's a lot of stuff going on here. It is intermediate. So yeah, struggle's good. Just don't get frustrated. Well, you will. It's okay to be frustrated. Just learn this is where like, okay, this is an opportunity to practice patience, practice persistence, practice practice the breathing. You're breathing. Like, okay. Yeah, because it's tough. It's tough. All right. So there's a bunch of fingers in here that are woven. I see this one finger this way, and then it goes this way, back and forth. And then there we go, like that. And then I'm not sure what's going on here. It looks like he's almost, that's kind of interesting. Well, it's the thumb that's on top. It's the thumb that's on top. So this is going to be the thumb. Let's start there, and it kind of goes back like that. There we go, like that. And it looks like this other finger is kind of getting lost in there. I'll do the same, just get it lost. There we go, that's good. All right, that looks good. This looks a little funky, but it's what it is. All right, then we got the other hand coming down and onto that wrist right in there. There. All right, that looks good. What else is there? Oh, that's it. Okay, then let's get the other shoulder here. Now this is, I have two angles here. I have this angle and this angle, and then it kind of comes in. But it also, see, watch me break it apart. So it actually comes out a little bit more. See, I just had that as a placeholder, but it really curves out, comes out, goes in slightly. There's like a wrinkle or something going on there, really slight if you can see it. And then it comes down, goes out, and there's these little curves, these little, almost little tails, I would call them, and tapered tails, I guess, right in there, just like that. But you can see the shape, how I started off with. All right, there's like a pocket right in here. There's a pocket with a wrinkle. Just, it's rounded like that. It's a coil. It's a coil. We've never really done that. A coil fold. We've never really done clothing, textiles, but there's all kinds of folds. You'll see them. It's like a coil fold. Even up here is kind of like a coil fold. It's called a coil fold. From here, then it comes out at an angle, a little bit of an angle. Then it goes in at an angle, kind of like that, right in here, right to where the cuff of the pants are. The cuff of the pants. You zoom out and start zooming out, I guess. There we go. The cuff of the pants. This goes out, then in. Then the cuff of the pants kind of goes around it as well. There's a little bit of a roundedness, and that, again, that's a cylinder. You got a cylinder shape in here. Cylinder shape. And around. This foot in there looks good. Up in here, between the feet and the legs, it goes at an angle as well, and then comes back. And this one curves a little bit more. It curves onto that. Right in there. See, it comes in almost like the letter S. Straight and curves. Just the bottom coil. Yeah, the next figures we're going to do are going to be a lot simpler, a little simpler. But then again, they're figures too, so it's not totally easy. Now there's a space between these two cuffs. There's a little bit of a space as it comes in here, right in there. Yeah, space of these two cuffs, pant cuffs. All right, let's get that other leg. You can see it. There's a fold in here, and it's kind of like right here, up about a third of the way down, and then this kind of curves out and curves in, almost like a, I don't know, I want to say like a heart shape, but it's got this little curve. There we go. It bumps out, and then here, almost like a glute right in there. It looks like it's rounded like a glute. And that's it. And then it's all shaded. It's all really softly painted. If you get this value in here, you can see, it kind of cuts off if we're trying to draw a line right in here where the shadow is. All this is shadow area right in there. And this line is really soft. There's a gradient. When you're shading and you're learning to shade, put that icing on this cake. You try to get that shaded, that's soft edge where it blends out into probably the pants are not totally white. There's a little bit of shade in there too. I would probably shade all this as well. And I'm just putting a shade over it. Quickly, back and forth. It's a hatch. There we go. And the pocket is lighter. See, the pocket's this pocket is lighter, so I'm going to go a little bit darker on the outside of it to make that pocket kind of stand out slightly. So I can just slightly go over it. I want to go a little bit darker. I can go a little bit darker on the side. Just by building up my values, A little bit darker over here. A little bit darker there. That looks good. There's a little bit of oh yeah, you can see a little bit of a fold, a little slight, really light, right in here and right in here. There's two folds in there, two folds right in there. Huh, that's interesting. A twofold would be a exponent, an exponent. So every time you fold something, it doubles exponentially. It grows exponentially. I'm saying, getting some messages here. There we go. New members. We got some new members joining us in our Facebook group. All right. I gotta do that's good. All right. Yeah, join our Facebook group. So we can you can keep in touch while we're out for these next couple weeks. You can post your pictures, you can see what's going on. I'll post any updates there in our Facebook group. All right, let's see. The pants are done. Let me zoom out real quick so you can kind of see how it's all coming in. I'm not getting the values completely because all this would probably be darker. I know this definitely would be darker. Darker, get some darker values. Try to match the values. You want to build up your values like that. Especially when you're first starting, you slowly build up your values. Your drawings will take longer, but you'll have more control. And then once you have more control over your pencil, then you can just, okay, this is the value I want in there, and just boom, go in there and more confident. Build your confidence like you're building your values. Now it's slowly building your confidence, slowly building the values. Like here goes another shadow underneath this hand, because the light comes from the top, and then it leaves this shadow underneath this hand. Makes that hand pop as well, right underneath that hand. And it's part of the pants. You can blend it out into the pants. And it's soft as well. It's really soft. So lighten up on that pencil as I'm doing little circles. So you can't see that edge. Can't really see the edge. See, really softening it up. I can soften all this up too. There's a Mayan exhibit at the Natural History, or next to at the Science Museum. That's the ticket. That's the ticket I need to get. Yeah, that's the ticket. There's an SNL character, Saturday Night Live. He'd always make stuff up. It's like, yeah, Morgan Fairchild. Yeah, my girlfriend. Yeah. He'd always add to his fibs. All right, let's get these feet in here and let's zoom in. Those feet are going to be quite some work in here. I blocked them out. I got a nice piece of clay in here, and I'm pretty happy with the way it is. These two lines here. There's a little bit slight bulge of that bottom of that foot. See that slight? And then it comes down at this angle. Notice that angle. Then it comes up, and I haven't blocked in the toes. The top of the foot is rounded like this too as well. It's rounded this way. And then it goes up. There we go, down like that. It's rounded, and then the toes stick out slightly. All right, so we got the big toe. Here's the big toe right in there, big toe. And then you've got the other toes, and it's mostly like shaded to the top. That's the top of the toe that really is the thickness of that line. There's that toe. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 little lines. Yeah, right in there. Kind of like that. They should kind of be going at that angle. I'll put slight shade over these feet. Yeah, not worried about it too much. There's one. Let's zoom in on the next one. This one does come out at this angle. There's a shadow in here. That shadow, it fades out.
No audio.
All right,
Staying low.
Josh. All right, we'll see you. Have a good summer. Oh man, it does feel like summer school. Like summer's gonna. Oh wow. Yeah, students going out. We'll be back in July. All right, so here's the ball of that foot here. This one shows up a little bit more. It is almost horizontal. The angle is different. He's resting mostly on this foot. On this left foot is where most of his weight is, on this left foot, and then this one kind of sticks out a little bit. Kind of sticks out. The Greeks did that a lot with their statues. But yeah, I gotta watch the weight. Watch the weight. Watch the weight of the character, not the weight of the time. All right, here we go. The big toe. The big toe is on the inside. And all the other little toes, this little piggy right here. Right in there, kind of like that. Once you have the big toe, the rest kind of just should kind of go in. They do kind of round it out. I'm trying to see the big shape and then all the little shapes. Yeah, just put them in. There's one right there. 2, 3. And then the fourth one is that outside. That's it. Let's get that shading here. A little bit. I can shade the whole thing just like I did there. Shade this whole foot. And then shade the shadow. This part right here, right in there, around the ball. One side is sharp, and then the other side, where inside is soft. You got to soften that edge. It should kind of blend out. Oh, that's good. All right, I think I just need to do the hat and we're done. Let me zoom out and then I'll zoom in. Zoom out so you can see my whole drawing. There he is. I'm just going to work on the hat and I think we're done. Then we'll get to some really cute characters. We'll get into some cute characters. All right, let's do this hat. All right, so there's yeah, I've got the placement. It looks pretty good. I'm gonna just going out here, making it thicker. The top edge is where the thickness of this hat is. It gets a little bit thicker as it comes up over the top. I see I'm doing my line up here, bringing it around, and it actually comes up a little bit higher. On my drawing should be up here. I'm gonna raise it up a little bit and then bring it up. There we go. There we go. That's it right in here. Oops. And then the top is there's just a thickness to it. And I can shade this out. Instead of erasing it, I can shade this out. A little bit of shading out here. There's a slight shade. It makes it look like the hat's on him. So I'm gonna put light shade on there as it comes around. I might erase that just to blend it in a little bit more. Oh, here's my eraser. Here's this one anyways, this kneaded eraser. Let's soften that up. There we go, that's better. Let's put it back in. Softer. There we go, that's it. All right, so the thickness on the top of the hat. Here we go. Let's get that thickness back up. Let's finish what we started. And voila, there it is. If you want me to zoom in on anything, or if you want me to repeat anything, if you have any questions, this is an intermediate drawing, maybe even advanced. Yeah, faces are tough. Well, Let me move my whole paper so I can get that. All right. There we go. Rounding it using my wrist. You can use your shoulder sometimes. You know what works best. Get that. Ta-da, that looks pretty good. I'm happy with it. There we go. And sometimes you're not. And I heard a great quote today. I love my quotes. This is the quote of the day. The quote of the day goes, happy people. Oh, I should have wrote it down. You hear it once and it's like, okay, what is it? All right, so it has to do with gratitude. Happy people are not, well, it's not, that's it. It's not that happy people are grateful. Grateful people are happy. Does that make sense? Yeah. It's not that happy people are grateful. That's it. It's not that happy people are grateful. It's that grateful people are happy. There you go. Because you're grateful. You appreciate. There we go. That's an attitude of gratitude. All right. Sometimes it's hard to appreciate when things are not going our way. That's when you really need to pull those out. All right, here we go. Especially when your drawing doesn't come out the way you like, and it's okay. You still be grateful that we're learning the process, learning the steps. Here we go. Let's go to share our screen. Let's go to the next one. We're gonna bring it down a notch. Ooh, look at that. That's nice. Here we go. Ooh, look at that pear. That pear is pretty neat. But we're gonna go to our little. Ooh, look at those faces. Wow, look at that. Henry Matisse. Why is this? Let me click. Oh, there it goes. Ah, Hopper, Edward Hopper. I knew. Is that the one? Is that the one that's at the DC? I think that's the one that's at DC. Is it? I think so. That's a Da Vinci. Proportions of the head. Interesting. We'll be doing that later on tonight. Oh, look at that one. Sketch of a bear. Another Da Vinci one. Really neat. You can see, look, this is where he messed up on his nose. He made it bigger. He sketched it in lightly, but then he goes in a little bit smaller. See, even the famous Da Vinci is sketching. But you see finished drawings, and everybody wants to do finished drawings. And like this one, I keep myself busy with things to do, but every time I pause, I still think of you. Oh, that's cute. I like that dog. Schnauzer del Continente Americano. Wow, I think, okay, cool. We're going to do that one after our little people. Oh, here we go. Here's some people. Let's, we got quite a few because there's that one, there's that. And there's these. We got quite a few. We'll start off slow and then we'll speed up. Ah, there it is. This is a Claude Monet. The interesting about Claude Monet, he really observed. He has a bunch of these haystacks, you know, some in the summer, some in the winter, different times of day. He really observed and saw the color and the way it would change. All right, back to school. Let's do this one. All right, so you can see definitely the head is a circle. Let's bring that circle over here. There we go. That circle in here. And it's really close to perfectly round. But that's our unit. Now we can compare everything else with that. You can see the body. Oops. Control Z. Yep, there we go. You can see the body. The body's really close to that same size. A little bit of a gap. The gap is probably, I would probably say less than a fourth. It's a really small gap. And then we've got another head to the feet. So it's about that big. All right, so there we go. We'll do that. Okay, let's just do it. It's really hard to kind of break these down. Let me see, here's this one for this one. And that one, see that distance there? That distance there, a little bit bigger. But we'll do one at a time. We'll just see how quickly we can do these. All right, let me put this in the chat. I don't think I think it just, yeah, there we go. We'll just put the, where's my chat? Ah, I know that's not the chat. Here it is. Just this one character at a time. One character at a time. All right, we'll go a little bit slow and then we'll pick up the speed after this one. All right, so we'll try to pick up the speed. Here we go. So start off with our circle, all the same, and then I'll start picking up the speed. So let me see if I can go a little bit slower. I got my circle here. Scribble it in, sketch, nice little sketch. There it is. Then we got a little bit of space. It's less than a half. So if we got a half, it's less than a quarter. So there's a quarter space. See, that's the quarter there. And then I can see that the body is below that. The body was as big as the head. So if we get that head size, bring that down, that's this whole head body is about that head size. And then if we had another head size below it, that's where the feet should be, right, kind of attached to that circle there, and like that, right in there. So it's just 2 circles below that 1 circle with some space. There we go. That's good. All right. Let's start with the head. We got it all blocked in. Let's zoom in. So, all right, if you don't have the body in, don't worry about it too much. Try to get that circle for the head and make that space. Watch that space, because if you don't, sometimes we draw and our part of our drawing doesn't fit on our paper. That's bad planning. All right, so I got a pretty round circle. It's really round. I can make it rounder. See, I can go darker right where I'm at. Now, if I break this in half and in half again, I can see that the eyes are on, this one is like right on the center, the eye that's closer to us. This part is a little straighter, but it is an oval in there, and it's almost resting on this half there. So notice my force, I break it in half again, and this oval right in here is almost resting on top of that. I'll make it, let's see, right in there. That's good. Right in there, like just like that. And then it's a little bit flat on one side. And then now all we need to do is fit that other eye right on this side, on the left of that. And it does fit in. It does kind of like squeeze in. So the top is a little more rounded like that. There it is, like that. It's probably a little bit thinner too, because it's further away from us. So there we go. There's the 2 eyes. Let's get this outside part of the head. There we go. Just like that. Oh, gave him a bag. And then the eyes are towards the middle. There's one here. The pupils, there's one there. And then another one right in there. There we go. And then the eyebrows, there's some eyebrows. One over here, slightly going over. There's this little bit, slightly goes over. Really, it's resting on that. It's resting on the head. There's the other eyebrow. Like that. And then the mouth. The mouth starting. I'll give you a second to do that. And the mouth, notice where it starts, where it stops, and where it flows. See, I'm noticing where it starts, where it stops, and how it flows, and how it fits right in there. Kind of comes up. There's a little bit of a, what is that? It's not a dimple, just a little smile, laugh line right in there. And the thickness of it, I do thicken it up. I'm going from thin to thick, just really slightly, if you notice that. And there's the head. There's the head. We are ahead. It's not too shabby. And then he's got his backpack. He really doesn't have a neck, but the backpack goes right in here. Notice how it fits in there. Right there. It's a little square right in there. And then here we go. Let's see that body. The body's going to be in there a little bit more of a bean shape. A little bit of a bean shape. I'm going to thin it out, but it's still the same size. This is the same size as the head. So if you want to do that little part of that backpack and then the head, and there's a slight, I don't know, I was going to say a slight angle, but it's almost perpendicular. I want to say it pulls out a little bit, almost like a bean shape. I get this bean shape because I know it has that glute or the pelvis right in there. So that's the body. See, I'm seeing this in parts. Do this lightly. Do this bean shape lightly, because that's the body. Then you've got the hand, this hand in here. That's the hand that's holding that backpack. And then you have this other hand in here, right in there. And I'm just making the space part right in here. See, there's that hand, there's that hand. I'm gonna break this into parts again right now. There's that hand, and then you've got the shoulder that comes out and then in right in there like that. And I'm not worried about the fingers, the little details, the little yeah. The devil's in the details. So they say. I mean, you can get caught up in the details. That's how I would draw. I would just draw out the details and just go off, lose my proportions. But I didn't matter. I mean, I just did it for fun. All right, then we've got the straps of the backpack kind of coming through here. I'm going in there
Hey,
light.
Eladio,
Hey, oh.
can you? Yeah.
Thank you. There we go. I'll stop it right there for a second while I get my tea. I have some tea and a good stretch to get a stretch going. There we go. Yeah, that sounded like a familiar voice. I haven't heard in a while. I don't know if it was. All right, there we go. Yeah, probably zoom out a little bit. So we have this bean shape, and then you have that hand, then this arm. Then the backpack is behind here. It's the strap that goes on here. Then the backpack is behind here. Kind of like this bottom part at that angle. Actually, it's rounded, a little more rounded. But it's kind of going up. It's the whole body of that backpack. And then I don't know, that little pocket in the backpack. And that's attached to it. It's got something like that to it. There we go. All right, I'm happy with that. Let's break this into smaller shapes. The strap goes in here like that, right into that oval. And this is where that first finger is. This first finger kind of comes in like that and is wrapping around that strap. It kind of wraps around like that, wraps around that strap. Comes back and then up in there. And then another finger, the next finger, and then the next finger. This next finger is, these two are closer together, and then this one drops just slightly. It's in a little bit and then comes down and around. Let's see. Oh, this is from shutterstock.com, 700-446208. Wonder who the artist was. Wasn't AI, that's for sure. Not AI. Try to get the straps to wrap around the body. And the straps have a little bit of shade to them, a little bit of color. Bam, right in there. Try to get to go around. And I'm going darker with these lines here. I got my one arm. Got this other arm over here. Actually, this whole body part goes in there like that. And then we've got these, there's 3 fingers. This one in the back going around like that. Then the other one, these little bean shapes coming in like that. And then the third one. Now this one is, you can kind of see a little bit. I think that the strap is kind of going in. So it's kind of like the letter C backwards right in there with the strap that kind of comes through it. And like that, I think. It's hard to tell. There we go. And then shade the strap. There it is. There's my straps. All right. That's it. That's it. Oh, this other strap. Oh, I lost the leg. Careful, I already went dark. I went dark and I lost the leg. Here's that strap. Oh, I lost the leg. I'm gonna have to bring out my eraser. No, not the eraser. Don't do it. No, you don't erase. Practice your drawing, not the erasing. All right, so I can see the space right in here. Oh, let's zoom it out. All right, we got quite a few. We got 9 of you here. Awesome. All right, now I have, this is a head space right here. That's a head space right below that. I'm getting the angle here, and that comes down right below that. And it should be, there's gonna be a little bit of overlapping there. But this angle, that swoop, and then the foot goes right in here. I can already have it going on under there. There's that foot. And then this second one kind of swoops underneath it, right up in here. I already kind of blocked it in, put a little bit of a ball at the bottom as it bends and swoops. All right, so let's do this. So again, what I'm doing is I'm focusing on the flow of it, the shape of it. And then I look at the detail. So I see it's kind of come and go through there, and I see it's about in this space, and I like the way it kind of fits. That looks pretty good. Now I can let's see, let's get this first leg in here, this one, and it's overlapping, and it's starting from up here. See, I can just go darker. I don't have to erase. And it's attached to that shape there. See, it's attached there. It goes out and down, out and down, right in there like that. There we go. No erasing. Who needs an eraser? Probably a little bit. No, I just see I don't even have to, but if I had to, I would put it right in there, just throw it in there. Boom. There it is. Now it's attached. It's attached. A little overlapping, attached to that bean shape. Bam, that looks good. Let's get that foot coming up here. And notice it, notice the angle of that shape. It kind of goes up, and it gets a little bit thinner, and it gets wider. And then there's a little bit of a ball shape at the bottom. Ball shape at the back. There it is. There's that foot. And there's the leg. I'm happy with that. And then we're going to do the leg beneath it. Okay, so that's that side, that side. Let's go through here. If you have to erase, it's okay. Nothing against erasing, but you want to try not to, especially since this is a sketch. It's a sketch. You saw Da Vinci. Da Vinci had that. He didn't worry about erasing. He worried about drawing. So I don't, okay, it doesn't matter. See, all that stuff's in there. Sometimes we focus on what's not important and we get distracted. There we go. There's that foot. It's attaching right there. Yeah, focus is so important. What are you focusing on? What's your focus? If your focus is relaxing and meditating, I'm going to try to relax while I get, do something that's hard. Okay, I'm going to do the best I can and try to relax. Get that foot in there as it comes back and then comes down, and then it curves right in there. So it curves around that space right in there. See, I did the work already. I saw the shape, and that's the thing, focusing back and forth. I've talked about this before. It'll be in a lesson, and I won't have to repeat it anymore unless you have questions about it. Unless you have a question about it, because yeah, these beginning classes are probably going to be going away. I probably just be doing less of them. I know this is probably even intermediate. This is figure drawing. Yeah, this is definitely intermediate. A little bit, it's a little bit of an intermediate. But now we're going to speed it up. We're going to speed it up and go a little bit faster. Here we go. Let's go a little bit faster. Let's do the swimmer guy. Then I'll do a slower one. I'll kind of I don't know, see what anybody likes. All right, we're going to go a little bit faster. We're going to start off with a circle for the head. Right in there, scribble it in. Then we've got that same circle space for this other hand. I noticed it went out to there. And then over here, the same circle space, but this one definitely goes out further. The hand is probably out in there, right about there. So it's 3 circles, 1, 2, 3, with this other circle here where the hand is going to be. So we got 3 circles and the hand, and then the body. the body right in there, and the body comes actually, yeah, the body comes down a little bit. And that's what we're going to use. Okay, so let's put the glasses in. Let me zoom in so you can see what I'm talking about. Well, all we need is 3 circles. This one's the head, and these other 2 circles are just guides for spacing, because that's the hardest thing to do is to see space. So I'm going to round this out a little bit more. I should probably use my marker. Oh, there we go. There it is. Now the glasses, I can see the glasses fitting in here. See, like right in the middle, coming up here. And then right in there, this is probably the center. That's the bottom of the glasses, and then here that's the top of those glasses. And then there's 2 circles. This circle is like right in the middle, almost in the middle. If we were to find the middle like that way, yeah, there we go. The center. This circle is like right there. That's our main circle. That's where that is. Bam, right there. Almost like right in the middle. All right, so that's going to be one goggle. They're goggles. Goggles. There we go. Well, last summer I had to Google goggles because I wanted to buy some goggles for Lady Gaga who came in, and I had to Google Gaga. Got some goggles. Did I just make up a tongue twister? There we go. So there's.
Yes, you did just make up a tongue twister. Not a bad one either.
Thanks. There we go. So there's our first one, and then our second one is going to fit in here just like we did with this other eye. This artist does that a lot. So I mean, that's how he does that center eye, and then the left eye on the left. This is in the center, and then this eye is on the left. They're really close, really close. There's a slight gap, very little gap, but this is actually pretty close to being round. The same roundness right in there. Bam. There it is. And he's got some kind of cap, a swimmer's cap. There's a thickness to these glasses as well. So let's add that thickness. If you need to go a little bit thicker, you can actually make that thickness your friend, because there's that you can go thicker and then do the shading. See the shading. And then so you can actually adjust your glasses. And there's a thickness to it. Bam, right in there like that. There we go. There's my thickness. I just thickened up those glasses. Right. Gave them a new prescription. The goggles, excuse me. The goggles. Now the goggles don't go straight back like that in that same direction. They kind of wrap around. They wrap around that circle slightly, yeah, like that, and then they wrap around and then attach. Make sure kind of they go outside that circle a little bit. And I'll shade that in. Then he's got a cap. What's really cool, the coloring of the cap. There's somebody asked for highlights. I don't know if that person's here, but we're going to shade this whole thing in first and then go darker and shade it all in. I'm shaded in pretty light. And then there's another shade. Wow. Another shade right underneath it. It goes a little bit darker right underneath it. So you have a highlight at the top of it. Let me see. Let me get another. Should we use this one? I need a. Yeah, because this pencil is like an H, not really an HB. That's okay. I just want to go darker in here. I'm pushing it even harder. That's the thing when you have an H pencil and you just push it harder, you really just indent your paper or the paper underneath too. If I put a shade underneath, you can see, you should be able, if I go really lightly, like be able to see that indentation. All right, here we go. All right, so there's no eyes. It's all just blue, some little bit of a shade like that right in there. And then the mouth trying to grasp for air right in here. It's got a little bit of a football shape, but if we start off with this circle shape in here, right in here. Notice how it fits in there, right in the space, our puzzle, little puzzle piece right in there, and then pull it just slightly. Just you can pull it right in here on the inside like a football. Right in there, you can pull it just slightly, give it a little bit of a point. Bring it around, bring it around. There we go. Now the teeth are just an echo right in here, just like that. I need to slow down. I'll slow down. I'll stop right there for a second as I take a sip of my, what is this tea? It's raspberry herbal tea. All right. So you can kind of see the teeth on this one. It's really slight, but they're blurry. I would probably just put little indentations. There's one there, slightly like that. And then the I think it's a tongue in here. We can make it a tongue. Wrap it around like that, and then we'll wrap it around like that. And then bring the mouth in like that, and then shade the inside of the mouth. So there's the tongue. Now I'm going to shade the inside of the mouth. Just shade it all in. All right, we got some cartoons. All right, I think the next one I'm going to try to draw it faster. Let's see if we can go faster with it. This one's we're almost there. The head's done. And let's do the hand. And I can see the space right in here for this hand. And the hand is going to be in the space. I kind of see this circle here, and then the thumb attached to it. Right, the thumb and the hand. And then the hand reaching out from right about here, for right where the glasses are. It reaches out right in there and fits in that space. And actually, let's see, probably bring it down slightly. And then this finger, try to capture this finger, right? Bam. And then the thumb as it wraps around. Yeah, hands are tough. So I mean, I'm not talking about hands. So this is definitely an intermediate to a little more advanced drawing, because I'm not talking about how to draw the hands and stuff like that. I would break it down there. This finger here. And then this finger here. And there's a little bit of overlapping. This finger goes in front, this one's behind, and then this other one back here is behind. There's only 3 fingers. Notice that. Notice the flow of these lines on these hands as they go through there. Look at that. Super nice. A little bit of a shadow. There's one hand done. And there's a little bit of shadow underneath the eye as well. Under the glasses right here, a little bit of shadow. Well, if you do the shadows last, that's fine. I'm putting a little bit of icing on there, give you some time, so I'm not going too fast. All right, let's go move it over. We have a head space over here, and this other arm is way out here outside the head space. So we have a head space. If you get the measurement from here to here, we'll bring it out. And then a little bit less than that is that hand. That hand is going to be in here. And I've got, let me see, I'm looking at the height and the width. It's a little bit longer, probably not that long, but it should fit right about in there. Then let's block in the arm. The arm is going to come here off this body. We'll do the body in a second, but it should kind of like flow onto it right about in there. So here's this body. The body is like an oval shape. It's a slightly bent oval shape. There's a slight bend to it. There's the body kind of there, like that, fitting in there. Go. Let's attach this arm to that body. Everybody. Here we go. So here's the top of the arm. I'm attaching it as it come up and over to there. And then the bottom of that arm right onto that. Notice the thickness of this. This is where most people kind of go wrong. They do it too thick, too thin. But it's all in relationship. It's all in relation, and that only comes with a little bit of practice and observing. It's about less than half of this circle. I can see it in comparison to that. Less than a fourth of that circle is the thickness of this arm. And it's more than just drawing the line, you're drawing a shape. All right, let's get that hand in there. So we got the palm, then we got the thumb. The thumb, I can see this is the palm in here. See that circle shape right there? And then as the hand comes around, and the thumb kind of gets attached to that, like that. Bam. See, it comes around that shape and then comes around and down and up. And then the other fingers just kind of come out. See, and I can kind of see this is this shape right in there. Let's break those into smaller shapes. We have it's just 3 fingers, so I know this is going to be three spaces. So I need that first finger, that pointer finger, right in there. And then I got the middle finger right in there. There's my W, and then this other finger is just a little bit smaller. Notice it starts in a little bit, and then it comes back and over. Bam, there it is. And then this whole body, there's, I guess it's a little bit of shaded, kind of like a capsule, Advil. That's it. Now all we need is the water. And that one's done. Look at that. Swimming time. Woohoo. All right, so I can see one wave right in here. This is probably the important wave right in there because this kind of echoes the head. They did it right in there, and then it goes from here to there, and then here to there to the end of the body. And then we got this one that goes up to the hand's kind of high. Hand's a little high. It's all right. Nobody's gonna know. Shh. And then right in here, there's some waves. Like waves crashing on the beach. One desperate moment there. Man, God, it's so painful. Something that's so close. There we go. That's it. There's still so far out of reach. Oh, yeah. All right. Take it easy, baby. All right. Let's see if I can do this even faster. Here we go. The next one, even faster. Here's our circle. Bam. Circle for the head. And then the body comes out from right in here. I see how it's attached to the body. The body, actually, probably a little further back, right in there. And it's just capturing that bean shape. Come in here. The hand there's a hand right in here. The arm right in there. And I can I can go back and forth. I can see this shape. I can see this shape. I can see it all as one big shape. Seeing it all as one big shape kind of helps with everything, and being able to go back and forth. There it is. There's that. And here's the other hand. And I can see that this hand in relationship to the head, that eraser goes right in there. This hand being about that big, right in here. That eraser right about there. This hand kind of attaching to that right there. But I'm not worried about the detail. I'm not focusing on the detail. I'm focusing on the big shapes. And you got to practice going back and forth, focusing on the big shapes, the little shapes, seeing how it all fits. And then here's this paper, going back and forth. This paper, look at the angles on this paper. The angles as it comes out, it actually goes back to a vanishing point. It's coming out towards us. It's pretty cool. All right, interesting perspective. All right, now this eye, let's break this into fourths. Where the head is, this eye is right in there, but it's at an angle. Right in here, fitting in there. Let's put in this, because he's like really motivated. It goes over the eye, over the head, coming down, up, and over. Right, I think. Therefore I am. If you don't think, you are not. Therefore I am. Dun, dun, dun. Famous saying by anybody know? Anybody? Bueller? Mathematician Rene Descartes. All right, there's our first eye. It's kind of really centered, and then you've got the other eye back up in here, getting in there like that. This one actually curves a little bit more. Let's get this head in there. Oops. See how it all fits. Then he's got the tongue right up in here. It's like a little oval tongue, and then the mouth. It's the tongue. The tongue is actually like a teardrop shape. So here's the mouth right there, and then there's the teardrop shape. Actually comes down. There you go, like that teardrop. Let's get those eyes in there. Focused. Focus. What you focus on. Important to know how to focus and unfocus. Learn to be focused. And that's the thing, focusing on the details. We're focusing on the details, and then focusing on the big shapes, on the small shapes, and going back and forth. Sometimes it takes a while. It took me a while. I would just focus on one, and to switch took a while. I didn't even know about switching. And you do switch. There's something, I don't know, there's like a mechanism or something that goes on where you're switching. Like here, I can see this big shape. Now I can look and see the small shapes. There's the thumb that's right in there. The thumb, this other finger. See, I'm focused. And then the other two fingers on the pencil, and the pencil that goes underneath that. Right there. Coming to a point. And the hand behind it. And then the arm, it's attaching itself to that arm right in there. Let's zoom in a little bit, because yeah, fingers are tough. Hands are hard. You gotta practice, practice, practice. So here we got our thumb up and around. Bring it taper shape. There's the thumb. Curves. It's attached to the body. That.
What I like most about these guys is the eyes and the very little details to where you can move I think they're called the pupils, the little dots.
Yeah.
You can move them in each and every one, and it's like a different personality.
Yeah, they have a lot of personality. They have a lot of emotion and stuff, and they're really simple. Yeah, they're really great designs. They're I don't know who originally, but they go back quite a bit. Or this character, I mean, you can only go so far when you try to simplify, and definitely circle is the most simple shape. But yeah, great
The
point.
hands were challenging, and the swords at the bottom were challenging.
Oh, the swords. Yeah, that's two characters. We'll do that one next.
I had a hard time with the sword, but
Okay.
did pretty okay.
Oh, good. I'm glad you're going on your own pace and you're doing your own. That's awesome. What we'll take that one on right now, since you did.
Yeah, I'm following. I just went a little ahead.
Yeah. No, that's good. That's good. You got to find your pace. I mean, that's the problem with schools. They expect everybody to go at the same pace, but no, not everybody's at the same pace, same place. And sometimes you miss a day, and that's why I don't know, technology is going to help so much. I think it's helping more. All right, here we go. I'm gonna put my pencil here, get that to a tip, and get my little tip on that pencil, shade it all in. He's drawing, it looks like he's trying to draw a butterfly. Looks like it's a butterfly, I don't know. Go ahead and draw it in there. Doesn't matter what he's drawing. This roundedness, the cylinder shape of this pencil is going out that way. And then that way. All right, let's do the and that's good. Taking on these challenges, this pencil challenge, and taking on the swords like a warrior. The more you sweat in training, the less you bleed in battle. So it's like, oh, there it is. Let me make my paper a little bit darker. Let's see if I can go in there, darken it up. It is. Oh, one more hand. One more hand to go, and then we're done. And the body's not that much. A simple hand. I pretty much have the shape. I mean, it's right there. There's that shape. It's just the fingers that fit in there. There's 3 fingers, 1, 2, and this one's in front. And then see how it goes up. And then the palm. There's the palm of the hand. Boom, right in there. Finger, palm. Okay. That's it. Got to go at your own pace, find your own challenges, and then see, hey, how do you do that? See, then you're like, oh, wait a minute, how did you do that? Or how? Got to ask. What is this? What is that? All right, let's do these sword guys. Quite a challenge there. All right, maybe I don't know if I should break it down or just jump into it. How would I do this? This is how I would do it. I would just do it. Let me see. I would say, all right, I can say here, I can imagine it before I even start. I can see it, imagine it on my paper, begin with the end in mind. It's one of the 7 habits of highly effective people. I can kind of imagine it. Let's start with this guy on the left. Here's his head right there. And I can see this angle of his hands and his body right in there. His body's a little bit, yeah, it's close. If it's anything like the other one, it's really close to the size of the head. I think it's a little bit smaller this time. Right in there. And then the angles. So we're dealing with really flowing shapes. And then the swords are going to be a little bit more geometric. But what's important is the angle. So I'm seeing this angle here. This is this angle of this sword, and the spacing between the head and the sword, probably a little bit closer. So I can bring that in, but the angle's right. See, even though I move that, the angle's still right, but that can be my thickness of my sword. That could be the thickness of my sword. The hand is going to be right in here. See, I can see that hand. And there's a little bit of a bend in that bean shape, bean body. Like a bean body, a little bean body. Bean body. There. This leg in front. There's the foot, and then it flows out. It flows out. And this other foot back here. All right. It's not that happy people are grateful. It's that grateful people are happy. That's it. Repetition. All right. So here's that other hand. That other hand's right about there. I'm bringing it down. I can see how it fits in relation to this. I can actually see this other triangle as I'm putting it in. I'm looking at it, how it relates in here with the rest of the body. It probably needs to be in a little bit more right in there, right about there. I'm just placing it in, blocking it in, blocking everything in. And yeah, there you go. That's it. The head, the hand, I can kind of see all that. And the angle of the sword and how far it comes out. There you go. That looks pretty good. And I blocked it all in. All blocked in. And then now I'm going to see that other hand. That other hand, I know it's up in here, right in there. The hand and that handle, somewhere in there. The hand probably right in there. But I've seen where it's at, the angle, the space, the space it's going to take, and then the sword crossing over that other sword. See, it's crossing over right about in there. Sticks out about that much. See, that's it. Now I can look at my negative space. That looks pretty good. Seeing that sword in there, that angle, and how they cross over. And then his face is right about here, right about there. Bam. Right about there. The body, he's standing. This one's moving forward. You can see that angle, that motion, and he's like defending. And his stance is really strong. You can tell his body, this bean shape, is there, and this leg is kind of like forward, and this one's holding back with a bend in it. And if we notice where the ground is, you can see the ground. And here's 1 foot, 2 foot, 3 foot. Oh, there was a foot book I used to read to my kids. 1 foot, 2 foot. All right, I think it was a Dr. Seuss. All right, now I can start adding the hand. This is the hand, and the way it flows, the flow of this hand coming off the sides of the side of the head up in here, and it swoops up and then around, swoops up and around onto that hand. And I'm just scribbling it in. I'm just blocking everything in. Then this hand up in here, and then the hand, this arm, this arm, and then the hand, about a circle shape right in there, about that big, right in there. And I'm pretty happy with that. See, I haven't even really started drawing yet. I have not started drawing. I just put it in my framework where everything is kind of go. I don't even have to, this is a lot of framework. I don't have to, if I mess up, I can erase, I can make changes. At this point, you want to check your work. Check to see that everything's kind of where you want it to be. These big shapes, if we need to make any changes, you can make them here. If you need to start over, you didn't invest a lot of time. Something like this can be done pretty quickly, just like, okay, here's that. And this is where that goes, where that goes. Then start fine tuning it a little bit, saying, okay, I can see it. I can see where it's gonna go. Maybe the head a little bit bigger. Make the head a little bigger on this one. And that's it. I'm happy where it's at. And let's just go left to right again. Let's go left to right. Start with this character. Let's zoom in. Let's start with the hand. You can see that thumb right in here. There's that and the thumb. This is the thumb. He's almost got like pinched fingers, and then it attaches itself to the hand. Looks like the letter S. Look at that, the letter S, that rounded shape. But there's an oval shape right there for that finger. Yeah, definitely. If you're totally newbie, this might be a little bit hard. These shapes right here. See, there's oval shapes in here. Looks like the letter G and the letter S right there, or a W. Use your imagination. There we go. There's the middle finger and then the pinky. There's only 3 fingers on these characters. There's the hat, and it fits right in that shape that I drew first. See? Darker. Then I can attach that arm. Try to get 2 angles. There's a little bit. They're really. If there was an elbow there, it would probably be right there, but it's really curves. Really curves. There's one. And then here the thickness. Does it taper? A little bit. It's a little bit thicker there than it doesn't taper too much. There. It's the arm. Let's attach it to the body. The body goes up, down, and I'm not going to go over the foot. The foot is overlapping there. This bean shape. See this bean shape? I've drawn many a bean. There's actually animation exercises where you use the bean drawings. All right, there's that. This leg goes over, and then this foot is back here. It's back there, the foot's back there. So you got that bean shape, the arm on top of it, and then this leg goes over and then back. Let's see, it bends this leg. This whole leg bends right in there. Bam. And here's the back of the foot. There's a bend in this shape too, this foot. It's a little bit of a bend, like a bean shape as well. So practice drawing beans. Look at beans. Get that form. There it is right there. But the toes aren't, there's no toes. There's 1 foot. And let's get this other foot, this leg. And then it opens up. I'm looking at the shape now. I'm being more specific now. See, it goes in and out like that. This is more like a pear shape. There we go. It's like a pear shape. See that roundedness? Bam.
Can you show the bottom of your page, Eladia?
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It's either that or do the stadium view that my students would do, where I can go back and you see everything, but then you don't really see much when it's closer, but then I go off the page. Thank you for letting me know where I'm at. There we go. This other foot, kind of, it's behind here. It's behind here. It attaches. There is a little bit more. I think yeah, no. Yeah, it's a little shown a little bit more in the picture. That's good. It can be back there hiding. All right, here we go. Let's do this other arm. Should we zoom out? All right, I'll move out right in a second. Give you another second on that. 1, 2, 3. Let's go bring this down. Let's do this arm here. Should we zoom out a little bit? Just a little bit. Focus on this arm. Okay, so here's my hand. I can see that where the hand's going to go. I can see that the sword. I can see it swoops out from this body onto that hand. The arm does, swoops out. Spacing is really important. I look into this space and I can see this big shapes and small shapes. And here's that thumb. So this thumb comes up and around and it pushes in and then out. This is a bit of a taper. That thumb shape. Let me zoom in because thumbs are tough. See how it fits in there. So there's that thumb. And that's holding on to that sword. And here's that palm of the hand, a little bit of palm wrapping around the sword. Then you just got the fingers. It's not just 3 fingers. The middle finger is right in here, right in there. It's going a little bit bigger than my oval shape. Let me bring it down. And this other one, 2, 1, 2, and 3. This one's like overlapping under the thumb. This finger, the big finger, the middle finger, under the thumb. Then you've got the pointer finger, and you got the little pinky. And then the sword, already I can start putting the sword in. A little bit more. Shade it in. There we go. That looks good. All right. Let's get that sword in there. Let's get that sword in there. I can already see with the spacing. It does taper out, and there is a handle. I'm sure there's a name for this little part right in here. I'm sure there's a name for it. If you don't see your line of symmetry, there should be a line right in the middle. This is really important, this line of symmetry. Try to get that one in the middle. I kind of had all these lines to try to find it at first. I think I did this one first and then that one. This is going to be my line of symmetry, the one that's right down the middle. This will kind of help make sure everything is symmetrical. It's that line of symmetry. Here's that little part right here. And the sword kind of, this is actually like almost like a little shield as you're wielding your weapon. That kind of helps from this sword cutting your hand. It can actually only go here and stop. It goes to that point, this little holder, and stops. All right, so here's my center line. I can see where the widest part of that sword is up here. This is the widest part. You don't have to draw this, but I see it, and then I just going out to there. I go from here to there. All you need is 2 points to make a line. So this is 1 point, and there's the other point, 2 points to make a line. There, that's it. This point to that point. There we go. That's it. And then you can see how far out this point is to the sword. This looks like a kite. I can erase that one guideline. And then on the sword, only one side is shaded. So I'm going to shade it really quickly. There we go. There's our sword. Let's erase erase our guides. This thickness here. And the other sword is underneath. All right, let's do the head first though. Ooh, he's mad. He's angry. Oh, they're both angry. All right, so we got our circle heads. Round it out a little more. Time is it? Ooh, it's already 8:20. All right. Ooh, I don't know if I'll have time for. Okay, let's see. We'll jump along. We'll take requests. All right, so here, this eye here is pretty centered right in there. Oval shape. You can see that oval shape right in there. The eyebrows, angry eyes. One coming down this way, and then the other one that way. The other eye right underneath it, right in there. Notice how, like the other eyes, we had them centered. Same thing. And then the flow of this mouth coming back down there. Right. Oh. Swoosh. It's got a little bit of a lip. Anger. Anger. There's quite a few quotes. Anger is dish best served cold. No, I don't know. Or is that revenge?
That was revenge.
But then there's what's the other one? Anger. I know anger is like a poison that you drink too. We can look them up. Anger is your enemy's best weapon, or something like that. Whatever. It's an emotion. Look at those teeth in here. Boom, two little lines. Let's finish these oval shapes for the eyes. Get that eyebrow, a little bit of that furrow, and then one pupil right there, and the other pupil right there focused. He's focused on the attack. There's the head. Yeah. It's got really nice thickness. It's got a really, I'm not doing a great job of pointing it out, but there's the thickness of line, that line quality is getting that here and there. Some of these lines are thicker. Thicken them up, go back in there. Thicken them up. This eyebrow does overlap that circle a little bit. It does come out.
Resentment is like drinking poison and then hoping it will kill your enemies.
That's the one. Awesome. Yep. But I mean, I know I've used anger myself to get motivated, but you know, I don't know, it's probably not a good way of doing it. So yeah, sometimes. All right, so I'm shaping up this a second hand right there. I can kind of see how it fits in there and how this handle is. Get a handle of the handle right there, and the shape of that, the hand that's going to be there, and then that right there. I had a flashback today, 2 songs from the 80s, and I had to hear them. It started off with Why Me? There's a song, Why Me, from the 80s. I got it. Then there was that kind of reminded me of another song by the Payolas. The Payolas. There's another band. The Payolas. That song is called what is that one? Oh, Eyes of a Stranger. You've got the eyes of a stranger. Kind of like I mean flashback 80s. Back when I was in high school. All right, so I've got my center line, which is actually really coinciding with that other line. It does come a little bit at an angle. It's not totally the same as this angle that was on this sword. It does kind of slightly come down, but here's our center line to right there, and then that's my center line, and then the thick part of that sword right in there. And then all I need to just do is make the lines to those points. There we go. There we go. And we shade the bottom half on that sword. Here's the sword. There's the sword. All right, all right. Other hand, here we go. Let's see, just the fingers, the 3 fingers, just wrapping, they just wrap around here. I mean, doing it this way is like so much easier. I mean, I don't know. Hopefully I'm explaining it. I'm going kind of fast. There we go. Bam. Bam. Attached. There it is. Put that handle back on there. There it is. That looks good. Let's get to the face, another angry face, but this time the eye in the center is smaller. All right, so here's the head. This eye, right, it's centered again, but it's a little bit smaller. It's right in there. It's in the bottom half this time. Or yeah, it's about the bottom half. And then here's this other eye, a little bit bigger. It's funny, this eye is bigger. Slightly bigger. See, they're ovals, but the tops are cut off because of the eyebrows, the angry eyes, that angry brow kind of cutting through there. See, and I'm just scribbling it in. I can just scribble it in. If I need to make adjustments, I can make adjustments. That's what a sketch is. There's the mouth. I can actually even see make the head bigger, make that mouth fit. And once I kind of have it sketched in, then I can go in there and go dark. See, here's my eye. Eye right in there, right there. Bam. Eyebrow. A little bit of a furrow. Then this eye, a little bit smaller. Up into that eye. This pupil on the inside, and then this pupil right in the middle. Right there. Okay. Notice the placement of each one. Let's do that mouth. It's like a little fish with a little tail. Around like that. 2 more lines. 1, 2. See, I'm almost like putting the square in it. I see that square, and then I just do the 2 lines and see how it fits. There's that mouth. Now I can do the head. I usually do the head shape first, but I've been doing it the other way. Doesn't have to be a perfect circle. That's what you're aiming for. There he is. Let's do that bean shape, bean body shape. We're almost there. There's a little bit of a bend. See the bean, it's like a pear shape. You see, you got the little piece of the belly right there, and then the body, that top torso kind of bends it. Depending on how you bend it, you can see it in 2 parts. It's a compound shape. You can see that compound shape. Oh, right there. I need to make it bigger. I can go around there. See, yeah. This leg's on top. Yeah, there we go. Zoom in a little bit. This foot's a little more complex. You can see two parts. This one's almost facing us. It's not a, it's that circle part, and then that part kind of facing us. So it's kind of coming out towards us. This foot. And then attach the leg. Attach the leg. Nice flowing lines. The line should flow. Just like that. And there's the foot. One more foot, one more hand, and we're done. There's the leg. Let's put this foot in. Again, there's two parts to this foot. There's that part, and then this part right in here. And they go into that. They both go into that shape I already had drawn there. There it is. All right. I think this might be the last of our cartoons. Let's see what's up next. I don't know. It's already 8:30. We can do a couple of drawings. I don't know. We'll see. I'm feeling okay. Feeling all right. Let's see. All right. So here's my hand. I can see where it's going to go. I'm not worrying about the fingers or anything. I'm just seeing the shape, the height and the width, how it goes, and then how it's attached to by the arm to the body. And like that. And then now we can break this into parts. The thumb in there. The thumb is an important part, and the other fingers just kind of just attach right there. It's not even that, yeah. So there we go. So let's go back in here. Here's one thumb. Notice how it wraps. And it's almost like here, see this looks like the letter G, and this little part right in here kind of wraps around to this other side. But if you can see this letter G right in here, see that thumb and that finger wrapping around that way. That's the index finger. We got the middle finger, and then we got the pinky, and then it just wraps closed right in there. Bam. There's that hand. Oh, should have zoomed in on it. It's all good. All right, let's zoom out now. That's it. Bang. Voila. Shoo, ching, ching, ching. All right, let's go. Oh, I see Pre. All right. Ooh, so you just came in. All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's see what we got next. Let's see what I feel we're gonna draw next. Yeah, it seems like we were drawing these for quite a while. There's still more, quite a few. You can do them on your own. Really cute, great expressions. Great expressions. Holding stuff up. A good introduction to look at these shapes and these angles. Perspective. Good introduction to figure drawing. Just doing these shapes. Cute. Oh, that's the one. That's the one we're going to draw right now. All right, we're going to draw this one. All right, let's do this one. The head's really big. And there's a slight angle. Notice the angles and the placement of everything. There we go. Let's just do this. Show me. I'll annotate a little bit over it. Let's put a circle, of course, for the head. And there's really, I mean, I can see this as a big shape right there. This one big shape, and then I could see that relationship to the body, right? And the head is really big, head heavy. The body's just as big, but it's not. I mean, you can see this empty space in it. The tail goes still even out of that space. We can see that head in there, and then we can also see these smaller circle shapes. Like there's two parts to it. There's this head shape right in there, that circle shape, and then there's and then there's this shape. This is more of an oval shape, but it's like right in there. Yeah, like that. Let's see that. That's what you should be able to see back and forth without, you know, even in here being able to see this shape in there too. I'd probably make it a little bigger and then pull it back. Let's move it back. See that? Because it does kind of come in and then out and then around and then here the body. Because there's a lot of hair over it. But if you understand the structure underneath, you're not going to lose it. You have to see the structure underneath. And if you've drawn dogs before, you know, you'll know the structure. But this one is really, this person, the artist knows the structure. See how it goes big and then small. It curves in here like this and curves around. This is the back leg curving around in there. It's because he knows the structure underneath. All right, let me screenshot that and let's do this. This cute dog. He's got some really thick lines too, the thickness of those lines. Where's my chat? There it is. There we go. Let's do this. Cute dog. Schnauzer del Continente Americano. It's from the American continent. Now look at, there's an ellipse for the dish. Let's put it in the chat. Send, there it is. Let's do this. Stop and share. Yeah, this was done with, definitely done with computers. Sometimes it's hard to tell, but I can definitely tell this is computers. All right, so here's my head. Oh, actually, this is the big shape of the head. This is my head's gonna my head's gonna be right about there, and then I've got the body, and I didn't use the triangle, but there's like a triangle shape. You know, you got that triangle shape. You should be able to see it kind of like going back and forth. You should kind of be able to see the big shapes, this shape, see this circle shape, the body shape, and then the back shape back in there. Like right in there. No, there's some overlapping, but it's this rounded shape in there. See that rounded shape, that shape, that shape. The paws are going to be in here, like right in there. This paws right in there, and this tail curving out like that. See, I'm kind of just blocking it all in, and then I just put my shapes on top of this. I put my medium size shape. So here's the schnauzer right in there, and then this circle part in here. One eye right about there, another eye right about there. Ooh. Yeah, I think my batteries are run a little bit. So I'm not just circles. You got to see how big one circle is compared to the other, how the big shape. It's easier when it's, you can see this big shape and this shape, and then break those shapes into smaller shapes. I mean, that really helps. That really helps when you see this big shape and then see this other shape and then see the shapes inside the big shape. And then the nose kind of is going to go right about there. The nose is going to go right about there. This eye's right about there. This one a little bit bigger down here. The ear, I know the ear is going to be right about in there. And I'm just blocking things where things are kind of go. So watching my spacing, watching this hair. I can almost even imagine it as I'm kind of like sketching. This is going to go there. This other ear, right about there, there, and then this mouth. It's like, what? No food? It's got, I wonder what the story is on this one. You can definitely see a story. Then he's got like this, the mustache of that schnauzer kind of coming in this direction. Boom, there it is. All right, that's it. No. All right, that's kind of the blocking. The body kind of comes in. The foot sticks out a little bit. I'm happy with that. I am happy with that. Let's zoom in on the head and let's just focus on the head. All right, we're just going to focus on the head. I kind of see everything where everything's at. See my circle. See, this is eyes, like almost in the center, kind of like that. The other drawings. And there's that circle shape, and then the mouth shape really big in there. And this eye shape. See, now it's down to the detail. Let's start with this eye right here. Kind of up and rounded at the top, and then at the bottom, it's a little flat. It's like an oval, flat bottom. Flat bottom girls. They make the rockin' world go round. Okay, now there's an eye. The pupil is actually pretty big, but the top part is washed out. It's washed out. That's what's happening there. It's kind of funky. It's kind of funky choice that they made, but I would probably, just to be a little more clear, it's like a whole pupil shape like that, and the whole top part gets washed out with the highlight. Then you've got this darker pupil in here with another little highlight on it. But I would probably do it like this, the pupil. There's a little bit of a highlight. And then there's the iris. So this is all you see, is really all you see is this iris in there. I'm sorry, zoom in.
Sorry.
And there's that that kind of eye right in there. Something like that. Really like these thick lines. I mean, you probably have to go in there to really get those thick lines right, and you can adjust. Watch the spacing in here. Looks like there's a eye space. Well, this eye in here, this thickness from here to here is about that eye space, and this eye is bigger, probably twice as big as this. Probably from here to here, well, a little bit less. Right there. So let me get that second eye in there. And as I draw it, I can see that, you know, it's a little higher up, and it's both, and I can see them as one shape as well. And then here's that pupil. And same thing as that left eye. We'll get the pupil, and then the iris underneath. Oh, I just lost it a little bit. That's okay. That's good enough. Well, I know, see, because I've drawn eyes, and this is not probably a good example. So I want to try to be clear as possible. So let's go back in here and get this pupil out, because it's right there. There's the pupil, and then the iris, almost like a Pokemon, Pokeball. It looks like. There we go. That's it. Although the other one
I'm
was.
gonna go ahead and hop out for the night, but have a good time off, month, whatever you're gonna do.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Definitely. You
You're
too.
welcome.
We'll see everybody on the other side. All right. Yeah, all right. Let's get the shape of this nose in here. I can see it in relationship to the eyes as well. And it should be right in there. I'm checking and double checking. I look up on my picture and I'm checking it against this picture. I can see this, and we cut out this angle here. There's like an angle here. And it swoops up and over, a little bit of an angle. Then it swoops down to almost a point right in there. There it is. There's the nose heading in there. And the nose definitely has a highlight. The nose has a highlight, a little triangle highlight. Right there. That's it. And then everything else around it is dark. Dark. I should go with that marker. With this marker. Here we go. There he is. Yeah, definitely the marker is going to help. There's a lot of different shades. Well, not a lot. Probably three or four shades of color in each area. And I'm basically looking at the black lines and shapes. But the color, yeah, you're going to have to almost see that. There's that. It comes around, and I'm simplifying a lot too. I'm going to simplify this. Let's get that mouth in there. That mouth is important. That one, like that. And then you've got all this hair in here. Sometimes I would just scribble this in, depending on how accurate you want to get. I'm just putting all this hair in there. I'm just getting the feel of it. But I am kind of shooting for some accuracy. Just because there's that line there, that line there. And then in here, there's this big old kind of almost like a whisker in there, this whisker. That in there. Then another one that you lose that main whisker with these other, there's like 3 whiskers underneath here. There's 1, 2, and then this other whisker coming the other way. This one right here. It's not, oops. That little triangle right there. See, there's a 1, 2. This is the third one right in there. 1, 2, 3 in the middle, and then this one, this whisker coming this way. It's almost like the parentheses or that mustache of this whole dog. Go. That top side. To the eye. Yeah, and there's all these little lines. I mean, I can go in there a little bit with the marker. Get some of these lines slightly in here. See, those are light, thin lines right on top, just texture. That looks good. And he's got like eyebrows. This one big eyebrow in here. A little bit of a roundedness. Hairs on top. Yeah, there's a lot of detail on this. We're really hopefully you're getting it. If I break it down, we'd be here all night. Yeah, there's a lot of little stuff in here. The ear behind it sticks out, comes in. And this, I could probably even shade this with this marker, little marker control. Oh, this ear is gray. Let me see, and there's some other little hairlines. That looks good. Oops. Ah. Oh, let me put the original. I just have the, I'll screenshot it one more time so you can have it without the guidelines. Here it is. Put it in the chat. There you go. One with and one without the little guidelines. Now I can see the ear. The ear has a little twist on it up here. A little twist up on the top. Like a little, like a hard taco shell. Kind of comes up and around. Right in there, that shape. Right in there, see? All that scribble in there, I can just see it around there and just go around it. Like that. And then all the there's little scribbles on here. Scribbles. All right, there's a little collar on them. Collar from here to here. There we go. 1, 2, the thickness of the collar. Right in there. Bam. Let's zoom out real quick so you can see the whole thing. It's coming along. Still got the body. You see here, probably it curves out, then in, then out, then in, then out, and in. And I did it with a marker, so I'm gonna lose some of my hair in there. Shouldn't have done that, but it's all good. Gotta zoom in. Yes, you got that bump right in there. Some of the hair is just like right on top. Move that up. Oh, that's good right there. I could probably even zoom in a little bit. Yeah, right in there. Yeah, there it is. All right, so you can see this little roller coaster right off his back right there. This is his back right here. This is just like a little neck scruff. And then it does, as it comes out and over it, there's the hair kind of sticks out. And you're kind of losing some of the structure. You see that right there? Just that little hair goes out. This comes down. Then it goes out. Then a little bit of hair kind of comes out. Little triangle tufts of hair. Then it comes down. But then the tail. Oh, I can't see all the tail. Just make it up right there. Kind of like that. Now here, yeah, knowing the anatomy of the dog, this is the back leg. This is this hind leg right in here. And then underneath is the foot. One foot, two toes are the toes. And then each of those toes, I think are broken or split as well. See those two C's and then split one more time. Now this hind leg is in there. I'm just going to go ahead and same thing, just like these little triangle tufts of hair. It's just kind of back and forth, back and forth, back and forth as you're going around this kind of almost like this back leg. There's this back leg right in there. There's that's the back leg. All right, and then here you have the front leg here. You can see this right here. There's one leg like that. And here's the feet, and their feet are together. These 2 feet, there's all kinds of paws going on here, but I got that big shape. See, I got that big shape where the feet are going to go. Here's kind of one foot right in here, and then the other foot can like back in here. Bring it up over a little bit. That can be one toe. These are just a bunch of toes in here. They get lost. They're just all in there. It's kind of abstract. I mean, the hair, everything's kind of like really abstract. Dogs everywhere. All right, so some of this hair in here is part of the front of the dog and some of the leg of the dog. So this is kind of like the mane of the dog, a little bit, as well as the this leg of this dog in here. Just gonna do it. And it looks like, oh, it looks like there's like a little collar or something there. We'll do that. And close it up. Little suture, little stitch right here. Now the detail can just go on top of all this stuff. See that? Those are the main shapes. Now on top of this, which makes it look like, wow, you know, like a really hard. It's just all this little hair, this detail hair. You just kind of throw it in there. Doesn't even matter where, just kind of like you're scribbling over it. And that makes it look like, wow, a lot of detail, like, wow. And if somebody tries to copy it, it's like, oh my gosh, it's like camouflage, really, because you see all these lines and it's just scribbles over the structure, right? The structure. I can scribble in here, shade even to a little bit tighter. So it looks like shading, maybe a little bit tighter. There it is. There's the dog. He is. Oh, it's too far. That's good right there. Rough. It's a rough sketch. Rough. All right. There. That looks pretty good. I think there is a little bit of a shadow underneath this mouth. I can put a little bit of hatching. A little bit of hatching right in there. Make that little bit of shadow show through a little bit more shadow under the nose as well, since I'm doing this. See all this is all the icing that I talk about. The shading, the coloring, if you want to go back in here, see it makes it look like it's harder. But it's just, you know, it's just the icing. It's a little icing on this cake. Let's see where else under this. Little hatch marks and just. And when you learn how to do it, you can just do it really fast. See, I'm just going over it. Just hatch. As a shade. Up in here. Bam, look at that. There he is. Let's do that dish, a little bit of an oval. And then see that oval shape. And then the parallel lines, bottom oval shape. And there's the dish. Where's my food? Where's the beef? A little bit of a shadow. Just round it and shade it in. Shade in the inside as well. Let's give it some highlights as well. Some highlight lines. Shade. Shade. There it is. Rough. Let's see. Another dog angel pair. Ooh. Oh, there's the Da Vinci head. There's another head. Whose head is that? This is Henry Matisse, Jean Fille. Henry Matisse. Then got a bunch of sculptures. Franz Xavier. And then back to where we started. I think we're just gonna do. Yeah, I want to share my screen. I think we're just gonna do the. I want to say Einstein, the Leonardo da Vinci head. That one. Just simple proportions. Notice that this is really interesting. Some small detail in there. Dun, dun, dun. All right, here we go. Let's do this. All right. So he's doing proportions. And he wrote backwards. Look at that. He wrote backwards. Let's see how square he is. Let's see how square he is. Let's get to squaring. Ooh, this would be interesting. Oh, this is interesting. So this is a square right in there with a slight angle. Oh, he did do that angle on purpose. There's an angle right here that, oops. There we go. Yep, right in the middle. Look at that. He has it a little bit above that center line. And then here, the back of the head, and here, this center line. There's half of that right in there. Oh, that's interesting. Let me get another line in there for that. Yeah, right in here. This is half. Right up in there. And then the half of that is right in here. The half of that. It's right about there. And then half of that. Oh, that's cool. Well, that's not exactly half. Is it thirds? That's probably half. Oh, it's because of that angle. Why is it looking off? It's just slightly off. Then I would probably say this is half of that right there. That's broken down into fourths. Use the fourths. All right, let's just go ahead and do that. Let's do this. Let's do this Da Vinci head. Anybody know any jokes? I haven't really heard any jokes lately. Oh, I was laughing at something, but no real jokes. All right, here's my chat. There we go. All right, here we go. We're gonna do this Da Vinci head. All right, so we're gonna start off with the square, same height, same width, and then break that square into halves, into the haves and have-nots. And here we go. Last drawing of the night, I think. Unless we have a special request, I might do it. We'll see. I don't know. Like low energy tonight. It's all good. Just go meditation energy. Just get that square in there first. Get our square. Same height, same width. The angles are vertical and horizontal. We got that. Get that width right in there. See, I'm measuring that width with my eraserless pencil, bringing that down right in here. There's my square. And even during Da Vinci's time, they knew that the eyes were in the middle of the head. So we're going to break that into half and half again. And then, let's see. Good. And break that into fourths. I'm smarter than Einstein, Hawking, Da Vinci, and Aristotle combined, because they're all dead. Oh, man. So name some composers. Well, there's There's Beethoven and Chopin, and I'll be Bach. Bach. All right, so we're breaking this into fourths. Yes, you've outlived them. There we go. There's our fourths. And then we're going to just do one more fourths down here. It's like above the fourths. I did usually, that's interesting right in there. I'm going to use it as the fourths. And then that ear goes there too. That's it. Should we zoom in a little bit? Yeah, there, that's good. So I have my square. I have it broken in half. Then I have it in half again. And then this quadrant is broken in half again with another line in it. I need more tea. I'm out of tea. All right. All right, good night. Need to drop. All right. Out in Texas. We'll see ya. See ya. Make
See
sure
ya, bye.
to all right. Bye-bye. Join our go to sketchbookhero.com, join our Facebook group. That's where I'll be posting information if we have any news, but it'll be slowly coming in. We'll be back in July, mid-July probably. Yeah, because we got 4th of July. All right, so there's a slight angle here. This is the angle from up here down to here. This is this angle there where the chin goes. That chin goes in here in this space. Whoa. Oh yeah, it's broken down into one more forward. So I'm like, what's going on? It's broken down in half again. And this chin is like in this spot right in there. That chin. All right, let's zoom. I think I might even zoom in some more. And I think I got this. Let's see. How does it look? I think it looks okay. I can probably go in a little bit closer. But we have all our guidelines in. Let's zoom in a little closer. All right, so don't get lost. This is my center, the center of my box, right? So this is one square. Let me zoom out again so you can see where it's at. That dot. See, this is the half and the half. So this is kind of like our midway point, our middle point for the square. All right, there we go. Moving that middle point up, and we're working in this quadrant or the front half. Yeah, let's work on the front half. There we go. All right. Okay, so right in here is the nose. The nose comes out from this the center part. Actually even goes out from our behind our angle here. And then right where that center part is, right at that center line, at that point, it starts coming out. And it goes out and down to our center line down here. Like that. There we go. That angle. It swoops. There is a little bit of a bump. There's a slight bump on that nose. But if you get that angle, and then just that slight bump, it's really slight. A slight bump. Then it comes down to the middle. Bring that back. Fit that nose on there. Let me see. There we go. That's good. And the nostril. Yeah, we learned this is the ala, the wing. There's the nostril. Whoa. I'm going too far north from it. Need to bring this back. That's all right. Bring it back. All right, so I can see the mouth. I can see this right in here, and then the chin. I'm gonna the center of the mouth comes in and down right here in this space. There we go. That's it. I think my angle, I'm bringing it forward a little bit. But there's that top lip. That top lip comes up and around. Then the bottom lip, see that thickness? It sticks out and it comes back in. And this is the little point. It looks like a little beak of a bird right in there. And then you've got the wings up here. See the where the mouth opening is? That looks like to me, it looks like a bird beak. And then this would be a wing up there, and then this would be a wing down here and around the chin, right around the chin. Right in there, just like that. Oh, that's it. I think I went up too far with the nose. It's okay. But the eye goes up in here. See, this follows up. And then I'm going to break this into a triangle. Notice this triangle here. This triangle that kind of fits right in here. This is the big shape. That big shape right in there. See that big shape, that triangle? That's where the eye is kind of going to go in there, right in there. That triangle shape. See, that's that. I see that. And the eye is in here. Right in there. And that's just the bag, little baggage. All right, so when it comes to this eye, this is where you need to do that oval shape, a little bit of an oval shape right in there. And then you've got this eyelid that kind of comes back like that. You can see the pupil a little bit. And as we learned last week, or like actually on Tuesday, this does stick out a little bit. The cornea of the eye does stick out a little bit. But I just did a little bit of a pupil, a little bit of a highlight. Right in there, and this eyelid goes over the pupil. Then you've got the bottom eye. Then you got this little bit of a thickness, a little bit another thickness, and that makes that triangle shape. These bags that kind of go back up right in there, just like that. Bam. Forehead, there's a bump, and then up and over. And the head actually goes above our square, which is interesting. Goes up, right in there. That's it, going up and over. Let me zoom out. Right in there, it goes up and over. Making them look even sadder. Let me see. The mouth kind of goes up this lip line. Then he's got that laugh line right in here. That's good. He's got another wrinkle. This is probably the cheekbone right in here. A little bit of a cheekbone in there. It's using that line on the side right there. Here, there's the, I think it's called, I can't remember the wattle. I think they did call it the wattle inside the caricature book. Caricature book. Adam's apple. Let's go there. Ooh, wow. I just saw something in the chat. Huge. Oh my, oh, okay. Hundreds of years after their deaths, Galileo, Leonardo da Vinci, and Marco Polo are walking in heaven and decide to have a conversation with Jesus. This is a long joke. Galileo says, Jesus, I've been thinking about my past life on earth, and I wanted to know what I remembered for all these years later. Jesus pauses and replies, Galileo, you are remembered as the father of modern physics by being one of the first to apply mathematics to motion. You led the way to the creation of modern science. Galileo smiled with joy and walked away. Leonardo, intrigued by Galileo's question, says, Jesus, please tell me what I'm remembered for all these years later. Jesus pauses and replies, Leonardo, you are remembered as one of the best painters, sculptors, architects, scientists, and anatomists in all of history. Your paintings of the Mona Lisa and the Last Supper are still considered to be some of the best work or the most miraculous works of art of all time. Leonardo smiled with joy and walked away. Marco, now eager to ask the same question, says, Jesus, please tell me what I'm remembered for on earth all these years later. Jesus pauses for a significant amount of time and starts sweating profusely. After minutes of silence and a pool of sweat forming at his feet, Jesus replies, okay, so a bunch of kids get into a pool. Marco Polo. Marco. Years later. That's all he's remembered for. Marco Polo, the game. All right, let's add this ear in here. Let me zoom out. Let's zoom out a little bit. Get a little bit of perspective. There we go. Because he's got interesting right in here. Let's see. So he's got the jaw, his jaw drops down in here. This is the jawline in here. He's got that. Then he's got the ear right at the bottom of the nose, just like I taught you. Right at the bottom of the nose. This is the bottom of the ear. And then it goes up in here, right against that line. And then up above, right at the eyebrow. Up in here. That's where his ear is. The placement of that ear, right at the top, right at the bottom. Getting that to line up. See, thousands, not even thousands. It's like 550 years ago. Not even that long ago. It's like 5 old people. 550 years ago. Da Vinci. We've come a long way in 5 old people time. Twice my age. My age times. All right. So there's the ear. He didn't even draw the inside of the ear. He's got that ear. And then he's got the sternocleidomastoid, which goes behind right there. And see this whole muscle here. And then this is the trapezium that kind of comes out. So let's see. This is this fourth right here. And half of that is where this head comes in. So that last fourth is still cut in half one more time. And then the head comes back up in here like that. That's what Da Vinci had. Let's see, bring it back, head back. Oh, my face looks different. I think it's the eye. I kind of colored it in a little more. It's got an eyebrow and shading in there. All right, let's get the sternocleidomastoid right in there. That's that there, and the trapezoid kind of comes back in here. And that's it. That's it. Our last Thursday. We're gonna have one more Tuesday on this Tuesday, and then that is it. We're gonna put the books away for a bit. Still practice your drawing. I'm still gonna practice. We're just not gonna be here. We will be out for a month or so, a month and a half after 4th of July. We'll see. All right, he does have shading here and there. I'm adding a little bit of shading, just a little hatching. You can see his hatching too. I mean, he has hatching in this direction. It's funny, he even used his left hand later in life. Arthritis, or who knows what the theories were. And he wrote backwards. That writing is backwards in there. And it's Italian, I believe. But yeah. Oh, it's got a little bit of a hairline up here. That's it. Oh, one new message. I think that's it. Thank you for the class. You're welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. The course is the one that's going to be good. The course. I got to get that course going. So that's what we're going to focus on, getting that course. All right. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to stop recording and keep drawing and sketching and have fun.